So one more video with Matt from Alameda Island. We're going to check out Neptune's Pale Ale, and this is his favorite that they've got currently available. So that I'm really excited to hear about. All right, so same lineup. So let's smell it. Did you drink your shit?
Oh, yeah.
I did not. I didn't cheat.
I have no self-control.
All right, so great pale ale smell. I love that pale ale has it's like fruity, like nectarines. I like that pale ale has hoppiness to it, but it's not overpowering. I think that's why I think pale ales are cool. What are your thoughts on the smell? Did you get nectarines out of this?
Grapefruit rind.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the, we use Amarillo. That's one of the reasons I love that beer. When I first started learning how to brew, it was in my garage. I lived in San Bernardino, and it's 120 during
It sucks for brewing.
yeah. One, it sucks for brewing, and two, it's like the last thing you want is like a pint of danky, earthy. Like, no, give me something citrus. You know, it was actually in the city of Redlands, surrounded by orange groves. You know, I was like, so the citrus always came to mind when I wanted something, you know, it was easy to drink during the summertime.
Yeah. This is good. And it has just behind it has that dankiness. And I'm trying to think, actually maybe not dankiness. There's a smell, and now I get the grapefruit. There's a smell that I always attribute to a style of hops. I'm going to forget the name of the hops. I wanted to know if that was in it. I don't think it's Amarillo. Is this only Amarillo?
We do a 60-minute charge for just bittering of U.S. Madden.
Okay.
But
I guess that's not it.
We will whirlpool Amarillo, so we don't even do an addition until we actually start the whirlpool beer, and then we dry hop it, Amarillo as well.
I feel like I need to do a study of single hop beers. That's on my list to do. Just telling you. Okay, so
and seltzers.
Right. All right. Just saying. So I'll start it out here in just a little while. Color-wise, beautiful pale golden color, and it did pour heady and has dissipated. Not super bubbly looking, but I anticipate, and I think this is the one that we had earlier, so I think I know that it's bubbly when we get in there. All right, let's taste this.
Yes, ma'am.
Cheers. Ah, yeah. Such a nice balance between hot bitterness and maltiness. It's delightful.
This beer is what probably gave us the most trouble when we first opened up. This was one of the beers we started with and gave us the most trouble.
Trouble? Why?
This beer has to be so balanced.
Right.
You're talking about a very dry beer, and that malty flavor of the pale ale should always be there. But we're talking about a very dry beer. There's not a lot of malt in here. We use a little bit of Crystal 10, but until we got our hopping rates dialed in, it was always way over hop. Right. We had to really dial that back.
Pushing it right up into IPA.
Absolutely. You're talking about a body that's under 5%, and as soon as you overhop it, it's destroyed, and it just becomes too aggressive.
Too much. Yeah, this is really nicely balanced. I like that it's super green in its flavor and fresh, and so it's in that respect a lot like a nice fresh IPA might be. So you can really enjoy the hops that are in this.
But the finish is like my favorite part because you can smell it, you can taste the hops, and then the finish is just super dry, easy to drink. This is why this might go to, like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I don't want a beer above 5%.
Right, this is 4.9?
4.9.
Yeah.
So when you ever drink just one beer in my life, like it just doesn't happen.
I'm just going to have one beer.
Says no one ever.
Super fib. Yeah, this is terribly sessionable. It's just a great beer. Nice clean finish on it. I feel like you were saying, that you can just keep drinking it. And I like beers that don't have a lingering flavor because then you want to go back and taste them again. You know, and the lingering flavor, I'm like, oh, I'm going to eat some pretzels. I'm going to talk to my friend. Then I'm going to drink this beer again. But beers like this, you're like, stop talking. Or talk a lot, and I don't have to answer because I'm going to keep drinking this. I don't need any pretzels. Yeah, wow, that hop smell, man.
And you know what, normally IPAs start off at about 1 pound per barrel, so if you're doing a 20-barrel batch, the minimum, the starting range is 20 pounds, just to get a dry hop flavor. But again, we had to dial back the bitterness on this beer, we had to dial back just to bring everything into line. It probably took us 5 versions of this beer. Our first one wasn't very good. We caught some, like I was talking earlier, we caught some shots on the chin. We deserved it.
Yeah, it's good to hear, to hear that feedback and that kind of growth happening, because you're like, okay, we have to dial this in and really adjust it to make it work. I'm curious, you said, so the minimum for an IPA would be about 20 pounds.
Just in dry hop alone.
Right.
That's usually the starting range. We found that we dialed it back to 16. It was still pretty aggressive on the nose. I mean, it kind of dominates it. It would be like, oh, grapefruit, and you try it, and there wasn't that body and that flavor to really back it up.
Sure, yeah.
So right around 14 to 15 pounds is where we found it was like real comfortable for this beer, where you still get a great aroma on the beer. We're still getting a lot of aroma from the whirlpool as it is as well.
Yeah, I feel like the aroma is good and very inviting and makes you want to drink it, but it doesn't overpower the smell or the flavor that you're getting out of it. Which I feel like there's a lot of beers you smell it and you're like, and then you're burnt. and
you taste it and you're expecting, oh, this is going to be hoppy and piney, and then it kind of falls flat. It's real dry. Maybe it's just got that one element of bitterness, and the aroma and the flavor is completely lacking, and there's no body. It's like this. That's why this beer was so hard for us to make. Like I said, it literally took us 6 batches, and we were walking the beer in little by little. And we actually got some help from a friend. His name's Owen Wilson.
Cheers,
from
Owen.
Brewing Company, amazing brewer. I think not this last event, but the year before. I mean, he's taken home Best in Show of California for his barley wine, stuff like this. One of the amazing brewers. He sent me a hop calculation sheet in style for a system this big, not like 10 gallon system.
Right.
And that was the learning curve coming out of your garage. It's like this system does not work like a 10-gallon system at all. So we fell on our face, and a lot of these guys in the industry really held our hand and propped us up.
That's really great, and I think that you guys have done a great job. I don't know if you've watched my Doolittle beer review, right? But that's what started this conversation here, and because it's a phenomenal beer, it immediately made it to my favorite beer list, and it's really, really hard to get onto my favorite beer list. I'm like, yeah, it's a good beer, it's cool. But am I going to drink it all the time if I'm looking at all these beers I haven't had? And if I see Doolittle, I'm like, oh, I'm drinking that.
Hey, cheers. Thank you so much for just enjoying what we're doing over here.
Yeah, great beers coming out of Alameda Island. Check them out. Like I said earlier, you can get their beers out of Hopsy, which is what's happening off camera in this direction. Amazing people. And so come check them out. Cheers.